Hello and welcome to your reading. This is the Awakened Jenn. I'm Jennifer Halliburton with the Awakened Jenn Tarot. I'm a Soulful Revolution certified tarot reader, spiritual advisor, and healing and manifestation coach. And I'm here to help bring you direction and guidance for your spiritual path. Each week on my channel, I do a weekly energy forecast to see what is coming at us for the week ahead. We talk about the current astrology affecting us for the week. I share angel messages that I've been receiving, and I pull cards from the tarot to get a read from the energy for the week as well. So if this sounds in alignment with you and you'd like to learn more, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when the new videos are released. I'm also available for private readings, so if you would like more information about that, you can find that down in the description box below. All right, so before we get started, I want us to go ahead and take 3 deep breaths together and do the invocation to call in the spirit team. So go close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. All right, breathe in. That's one. Breathe in. That's two. Breathe in. That's three. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, my higher self, and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. All right. So I hope you guys have had a good week this week. It's been busy, but not bad for me. We're going to start by letting me share my screen here. All right. Okay. So for the energy forecast this week, we're looking at June 9th through June 15th. And really, so I got the chart here for June 14th because I'm looking at this Mercury Cazimi. So a Cazimi is when another planet is conjunct with the sun within 17 degrees to the minute. And so that's called the Cazimi. We actually had a Venus Cazimi last week, but on this particular day, we're going to be talking about the Mercury Cazimi. But before we get there, we're going to just start with what's happening first in the week. We have Mars moving into Gemini on the 9th. And so Mars moving into Gemini is going to cause us to want to share our ideas with each other. We're going to want to talk more. We're going to have more assertiveness and more communicative power. We also might be a little bit more restless during this energy. But if you think about Mars is about taking action and Gemini is really about the thoughts, it's about communication, it's about working with others. I think that we're going to be having a lot of brainstorming. That's what I get out of this energy. It's just very good for brainstorming energy. And then on the 14th is when we have this Mercury Cazimi, which is the Mercury and Sun conjunction. And it's at 23 degrees in Gemini. And so this is an ideal time to tackle difficult tasks. It is opportunities for success. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. No, Sun conjunct Mercury. Yes, this Cazimi. The Sun conjunct Mercury on the 14th makes a person strong leadership qualities, great for communication and sharing ideas. So here's that communication brought in too with the Mercury here. And with it being, conjunct with the sun, it's expanding that energy, is making it, more beneficial for you. Cazimis are also like if it's in your birth chart, it represents this Mercury Cazimi in your birth chart represents mental genius. So I do think that just having that energy on that day, we will be able to tap into, this mental genius energy that will be available in that. Like we'll be able to work well with others. And so that's getting us to this 6:15 Mars sextile Jupiter. So that is an ideal time to tackle a difficult task, an opportunity for success, and it's very favored energy, very successful energy. So like my overall that I'm getting out of these three transits is this is a time that we're going to be able to work really well with others to be able to accomplish some of our goals that we've been working on for a while. It's through the communication, it's through the intelligence. I think we're going to have the right mental abilities, through all of this energy, the right ability to be able to speak and communicate and to flow well with others. So, I mean, that's what I'm seeing the most out of the energy that I see for the week out of the transits, is that it's going to give us the most opportunity to you know take actions for our success. I mean, we have that with the sextile with Jupiter, the Mars sextile Jupiter. It's the ideal time for tackling some of these things that we've probably been putting off, because the energy is so favorable for those things that we have been our ambitions, the things that we've been really trying to bring in. All right, so our angel numbers this week: 448 and 88, which 448 would be an 88 if you combine those numbers together. And then I also pulled in this card, the 8888. So I'm going to start here with 8888: personal power, material and spiritual abundance, wealth, resources, force, balance, confidence, material gain, epic romance. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending the number of reassurance to reassure, sorry, the angels are sending the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. And then with 448, it's encouragement and support from the spiritual realm. So you've got the 44 is that angelic guidance, and then 8 is this energy of abundance. It's an energy that helps to build sturdy foundations. It is a reminder that angels are working with you to cultivate your abundance. And with 88, expect money to flow in from unexpected sources, power to heal a broken heart, and favorable sign about finances. So, I mean, I just feel like when you combine these angel numbers, that these angel number messages that have been coming in, combine it with the astrology that we've got going on, I mean, this is an opportune time for whatever it is that your ambitions, your drive, that it's the Mars energy. So it's the things that you're trying to do and create in this world. And so, like, I feel like that this is probably very connected to your money, your work, but also your life purpose. And so you're able to use this energy. It's very favorable energy with that Jupiter sextile with Mars. And then just Mars being in Gemini really helps us be able to communicate better with others. So, I mean, I just feel like that this week we're going to be able to get some plans into action. That's the overall energy that I'm feeling from just all of the astrology and then the angel numbers. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. All right. So we're going to be pulling cards this week from a few different decks. I'm going to use the Ancient Stones Oracle. So this is an ancestor deck. I'm going to use the Guides of the Hidden Realms. So this is speaking with our spirit guides. And then I'm going to use the Animal Guides Tarot to pull the spread. All right, so we're going to start with the Guides of the Hidden Realms. So what guidance do they have for us about using this energy of this week to manifest in our abundance? Okay. Set the intention only messages for our highest good, and anything that we need to will come out in this reading today. All right. All right. So what guidance do they have for us about using this energy this week? All right. So the strengths: enough for now and always. You are enough. Worthiness, faith in needs being met. So just knowing that you are enough, there's nothing more that you need to be or do in order to bring this abundance in. That is your strength. You've already you have it. Your strength is you are enough. Your blessings this week: the dream of co-creation, manifestation, divine partnership, frequency alignment, divine partnership. That's interesting. Um, so again, abundance looks like more than just money. Abundance comes in many different ways. So, it's just abundance of love, abundance of joy, abundance of, resources, abundance of just think right now what all you have abundance of. Do you have an abundance of time? I don't have an abundance of time right now, but I'm opening up some space very, very soon that's going to give me a feeling of a more abundance of time. Do you have a abundance of clothes? I definitely do. I have way too many clothes. Like right here, I'm looking at an abundance of mail. An abundance of mail. So you have abundance in your life already. Start seeing where your abundance is. Um, so that you can start appreciating that you do already have the energy of abundance. It's just we put so much value on certain things that we create the resistance to it because we say that it's somehow unattainable or it takes more effort from our part to bring it in. Um, all right. And then the obstacle for the week or the challenge, grace within the chaos. Okay. And this is an 8 card. Um, accepting life's complexities, the seduction of distraction. So grace within the chaos. It is our challenge. And so there is going to be some chaotic uh, energy that's going to be, meeting with us this week that we are going to have to deal with. Okay. So our strengths enough for now and always. That is a 30 card. You are enough, worthiness, having what you need, faith in needs being met, our need for emotional and intellectual nourishment, asking for help and getting it. It's an amazing feeling to truly understand your needs in life and trust that they will be met. When you have healthy self esteem, you know that you are worthy of the gifts the universe has bestowed on you, and you comfortably hold space for your success. Your hard work, focus, and energy are leading you to a fulfilling, abundant experience. This is also a reminder that no person can meet all of another person's needs. A romantic partner may meet certain needs, while friends and family are needed for others to be fulfilled. Reflect on how much you're giving to others and whether you may be depleting yourself. You are not the unlimited source of anyone's supply. It is okay for you to ask for help. In fact, expect to receive it. You are worthy, and help is always available. You are in a time of a win win. Focus on nourishing yourself with experiences that bring you joy. Doing so will give you the energy and knowledge that to then nourish others. And so, the one about the asking for help, that the help is coming in, the help is coming in, but also knowing that you're worthy of the help. That was the other part that I was catching from that. Um, Okay, so our blessings, the dream of co-creation, and that is a 26 card. The metaphysics of manifestation, partnership with the universe, evidence of frequency alignment, unity between spiritual and material. Within each of us is a spark of infinite intelligence and the blueprint for our purpose. Everything needed for our highest expression is built right into us. Our biggest issue is our disconnection from Source with its accompanying amnesia. Our job is to wake up and remember who we are. Partners with spirit, co creators, not solo manifestors navigating the world while fueled by ego. We are made of energy and we align our energy according to our attention, which is broadcast into the field of abundance and reflected back into the outer world as evidence. Right now, you have the opportunity to align yourself fully with the essence of your greatest, most fulfilling vision for your life. You are awake, so place your attention on the concept of abundance. Multiply this in your heart and soul and mind. Feel it, and soon you will notice more and more evidence of this truth. What you dream about and focus on will multiply. Now is the time to discipline your mind, claim the best and surrender the rest. The dream and dream the world you love into being. Just keep dreaming and moving forward. Destiny is yours to claim. So, I mean, you are in a very powerful manifestation energy. And so your thoughts are going to be the part that you're going to need to be focused on the most right now about managing, because your thoughts are what are going to be um, manifesting your reality, because it was saying that what you have your attention on. So whatever you're spending the most of your energy on, thinking about, talking about, just praying about, all of those things, that is what will be manifesting. And so if you're the way that you're talking about it, if you're talking about it in the form of lack, you're manifesting in more of the lack of it, because that's what you're focused on. That is, where your attention is, on the lack of it. So you're telling the universe, just by your focus of attention on the lack, that's interesting to you. That's and it goes back to just like the algorithms for social media. The more time that you spend sitting there watching or interacting with anything that you do not want to continue to see on your, news feed, you're going to keep seeing it repeated, because when you're interacting with it, when you're spending time even just watching the video, you are telling the algorithm, because it doesn't know the difference between the feelings. It just knows what you did with the, when it showed up into your awareness, it just knows what you did with it. How did you interact with it? And so you gave it attention. So it was important to you. And so now then the universe set up, or the algorithm says, oh, okay, she likes that. We're going to give her more of that. She clearly likes that. And if you continue to interact with that and you continue to spend time focusing on that, you get more of it. And so the only way out of it is to start taking your attention to different things, or when that shows up, you've got to change the story. You've got to change the story about how that is being expressed. So if you're experiencing the lack of something, so, and it's usually financial is one of the big ones when we're talking about abundance. So, what you're noticing is, I have all these bills to pay, and, the bank account doesn't have, the number that I want in it. But your manifestation of that is going to come from the gratitude in, you did have enough to cover this bill. You were able to pay for groceries. You were able to pay for your rent. You were able to pay for your lights. And you're going to have gratitude. I had enough. I had enough to cover that. I had enough to cover this. I had enough to cover this. You may not have had enough to cover everything yet, but your gratitude, you're focusing on, you're getting excited about, I had enough to cover this. I had enough to cover this today. And so that gives your attention. You're interacting with that. You're interacting with the gratitude of having enough for this today. I may not have had enough for everything, but I had enough for this. And you can feel that. Give your attention to that. You had enough for this, and find all the things that you had enough or more than enough. That would be even better. Where do you have more than enough? So, like, going back to, where are all the areas of your abundance already? Start pointing that out and have gratitude. I have way too many clothes to wash, right? Okay, but I have so many clothes. So I'm grateful that I have so many clothes, that I have an overflow and abundance of clothes. I have way too many dishes to wash, right? Okay, I have an overflow or abundance. I have family that is eating, from these dishes. I have food to be able, to cook and use these dishes. And so, like, having the gratitude, find the areas that you already have plenty of abundance in and have gratitude for it. You're interacting with it just like it is your algorithm on social media. You're giving that your attention. You want to interact with those things, so that those are the things that are going to start showing up in your reality. All right. So your challenge this week is grace within the chaos. Okay. Grace, choice, accepting the complexities of life, not taking this world personally, the seduction of distraction. Every day you awake is the gift of a new life beginning. Will you decide to walk through chaos with grace, or get spun out by that chaos? You can choose to express yourself with love or with divisiveness. In pain and heartbreak, you still get to choose whether to be present to all life has to offer, or to distract and numb yourself in avoidance. Where you place your attention and energy will grow. So choose abundance, gratitude, meaningful activities, self care, compassion, kindness, creativity, joy, and laughter. Today, you're asked to walk with grace, to see through the lens of compassion and courage, and to take nothing personally. How can you bring your best self to the situation? Can you remain in the eye of the storm and observe the world rather than identify with it? Can you release the need for certainty, expecting the outer world to behave the way that you think that it should? Acknowledge complexities and nuances without trying to force change. It's time to wear the world loosely around your shoulders and have a sense of humor. All will be well. You're exactly where you need to be. Trust that this chaos is temporary. And so, I'm just connecting it back with everything that I just said about where is your focus, where your attention is, because that's coming back to that. And so, like when these things that we don't like show up in our lives and we spend all of this energy in that, why are we spending so much energy on things that we don't want? That's where we have to learn to stop ourselves. That's where we have to get control. That's where we have to like pull back and not take things so personally. Because we took it personally is why we're trying to fight it, and we want to justify where we feel about it instead of just like, well, that's what you think. Well, that's just what you think. That's not the truth that I'm living with, but that's what you think. Or you can still have the emotion about it, but just, okay, well, that's what that is. And here's what I need to do with that. And then we just go on. We're not going to let it consume us and take all of the energy and attention so that that's the only thing that we're sitting here focused on. And now then all these other things that we're still wanting to come into our life, we're not even spending our time or energy focused on those things. And so they're not coming. And so we're feeling even more in despair, and we're spending more and more time in that energy of despair and the energy of lack. And so we have to stop it. The first time that we see it, we've got to make sure that we're able to see it and catch it and reframe it, redirect it, do whatever we can to make sure that we are not interacting with the things that we don't want to keep repeating. We're going to not give them as much attention as we do to the things that we want to see show up in our life. All right, so I'm going to pull from the Ancient Stones now. Pull just one card from this to see what guidance comes out from the ancestors about how to use the energy of this week. Which I think we've been given very clear messages that abundance is coming in, but we've got to open up our mindset of what abundance even looks like. And that we need to understand, our own manifestation power in where our attention is what is bringing that into our lives. Okay. I'm just thinking right now, last week I saw lots of fours. Fours was a big part of the energy last week. And so this week we've kind of moved up to the eights. We've progressed to the eights. And I think that that's beautiful. We had the angelic guidance, with all the four energy. And if we followed it, now then that's what's helping to bring in our abundance now. All right, so the guidance from the ancestors here is the edge. Take a chance, do something different. Do something different. So just continuing on the theme that we've already been talking about, if you traditionally approach the chaos and struggles and problems that come into your life with taking time to panic and stress and worry and obsess, that's one of the ways that we're going to show up different, just out of what we've talked about. All right, so the edge. Let's see. It's page 74. There are few places more exhilarating than where stone meets sea at the edge of a coastal cliff. Below you, the water is lapping. Before you, the sun is rising or setting on the horizon. And around you, a wild wind may be blowing. All the elements are there as you stand on the edge of something and at the beginning of something something new. The vast horizon encourages us to see things from a different point of view. It whispers promises of new possibilities, of being and trying something new, of leaping into the void of what might be. However, what might be cannot be dreamed into without first releasing the certainty of what once was, of gathering up our courage and try something new. The edge, the edge card is a symbol of truly living, of finding the courage to be bold and leap. It beckons us to be brave, to have no regrets, to take the chance and to do something unexpected, to try doing something different, to step out of the unknown. Maybe you feel that a change is coming, or perhaps you're feeling restless, yearning for something new. Maybe you're frustrated or bored with the status quo and long to truly live. This card encourages you to stretch out of your comfort zone, go beyond your normal, and do something that you've never done before, to dive into the unknown. So, what exciting new experience would you like to have? And how can you do something different today? And so just going back to, you know, this whole manifesting thing. So what have you done before in the past to try to manifest in the life that you're wanting? And I mean, if it's not here, it's clearly whatever you've been doing isn't working. So it's a good time to try something different. It's because if what you're doing isn't working, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you keep getting what you've always got. So it's time to try something different. And the biggest energy that I got out of this card is just the Fool card. It's that taking a leap of faith, trusting that you will be supported. And that's the biggest thing that holds us back is that trust that we will be supported. Like I've been saying this a lot this week. One of the things that I know is a block for me is that whenever good things start showing up in my life, I can't fully get excited about it and move towards it because I'm always afraid for that other shoe to drop or for it to, the rug to be pulled out from under me or something that I didn't know, is going to show up and just take away the joy from me. So it's like I'm always afraid to fully, go all in with the joy because, I'm expecting something bad to follow it. It's just like there's no 11:44 on the clock. Um, so just there's no trust. There's no trust that the good thing is truly just a good thing. And so that is one of the things that I definitely am working on. And so the way that I'm working on it is I'm still scared. I'm still not fully trusting, even though the majority of me does understand the way this works enough, and I've seen enough evidence, in what I've already been doing to I'm going to take the steps. Even if I don't fully trust, I'm still going to take the steps and move through it in fear. I'm like I'm feeling the fear and I'm doing it anyways. So, I mean, this is just, and if you look at like the vibrational chart, the chart that has all the frequencies of the vibrations, courage is that next step. It's out of like, that's taking you, 3D is down here with the fear and the anger. And then courage is what brings you up into the 4D. And then love, is where we move up into the 5D. And so that is a raising of your vibration to even move in courage. And courage is not devoid of fear. Like that's one thing to understand is like, so if you are making yourself feel guilty because you do still feel the fear, understand that if you are still moving forward, even though you feel the fear, you are not moving in fear. Your vibration is not fear. Your vibration is courage. And that is much higher than the fear vibration. So, like, give yourself that kind of grace too, to know how much further you are coming, because there was a point in which fear kept you from even moving at all. It completely um, paralyzed you to be able to even move forward while you were feeling the fear. So if you're able to move forward, even though that fear is there, you're moving in courage. You're no longer in fear. And then the next step, once you continue to move in courage and you start seeing, these things coming in, and you start having the validation for the trust that you are placing. Because in order for you to move in courage, you have to have a level of trust. It may not be a strong level of trust, but it is a level of trust. And so you're moving with that courage, that every time it's paying off, every time you continue that step and you get, that next reward, that next blessing come in, the next manifestation, the next co-creation that is coming in, that's building the trust and faith that every step is going to be supported. And so that's the only way that you're going to get through it and continue to climb up that, vibrational frequency ladder, is you have to keep moving forward. Even if you're feeling these other sensations, you're still choosing to move forward. And that's the conscious part that you can do, because your unconscious part, the fear is going to cause you to want to run, to want to stop, to want to hide. But the conscious choice, where you're understanding the fear is there, the not fully trusting is still there, but the decision, the conscious decision I'm making, is I am moving forward on this path, because I do mostly believe that this is what, is meant for me. But it's just that little bit of mostly, I know, is the part that makes those steps so hard. But every step you're taking, and every time it does, bring that reward back in, that's building your trust, that's building your faith. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull from the tarot. So I'm using, again, the Animal Guides deck. Great. These cards are kind of big and hard to shuffle. So let's talk about this manifestation energy this week that we've been talking about the whole time. This abundance that is coming in, that looks to be connected to our purpose, our passions, our ambitions. Show me about this energy of the week. What do we need to know about the energy that's coming towards us this week? All right. All right, so I'm going to pull one card from the bottom of the deck, is just what we don't see coming about this week. Okay, well, I love that. We have the Nine of Earth, which is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is all about the abundance coming in. It's your harvest coming in. It's this cat is sitting here very very comfortable now. We have Ragdoll Cat. Your success has brought you financial security and the reward of much deserved time off to enjoy your own company. You may suddenly have a brilliant idea for a business or self-employment opportunity that will be very successful. So this is also a card about self-employment. So you're manifesting in what you don't see coming. There is a lot of abundance coming in. You have a lot, and this is financial abundance. But I mean, this is like a prosperity card. All right, so the current energy for the week is the Empress. So this is all about the creative energy. What are you putting out into this world? What are you creating into this world? Agora Rabbit. Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. So you're using your creative energy. And I feel like that's the part that we're going to be working with others on. We're using that brainstorming energy, but the creative energy is the part that's going to be coming out. You're going to get the ideas. You're going to know, like, what is this next thing that's going to bring this abundance in? All right. So the obstacle or the challenge the obstacle, challenge, or the opportunity for the week is ego. Well, I would say the ego is a lot of times the thing that holds us back the most. Siamese cat. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth and break free from negative thinking. I think that aligns very, very well with everything that we've already said about, what it is that's going to bring our manifestations in. Is really about, not, it's um, releasing the fears. It's releasing the fears. It's if you feel you're trapped in your situation, that's not true. Um, Fear is the thing that makes you feel trapped. All right. The lesson that we will be learning this week, renewal. And I just want to say, my goodness, we've already had three major arcana cards come out of the three cards that I pulled four cards. We've had three major arcanas come out. So, renewal, raccoon. It's time to get clarity about your life purpose and to make changes so that you're on the right path, so that you're on the path most divinely suited for you. Forgive what has been without judgment and fearlessly embrace what's to come. So I feel like that this card, renewal. I think this is the world card, which is about cycles closing out old cycles, old ways of thinking, old ways of doing things. And so the old ways that you were trying to manifest your abundance in, we have to change that because it wasn't working. And so, renewal, it's time to get clarity about your life purpose and make the changes so that you're on the path most divinely suited for you. Okay. What is the energy needed to overcome the obstacles? The Two of Earth. So that correlates with the Two of Pentacles. And so it's about making decisions. It's about bringing balance in. It's about not juggling too many responsibilities. So knowing what is meant for you and what's not meant for you. The Abyssinian cat. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs. Too many responsibilities. Yep. For one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and bring a spirit of fun to all you do. And so, like, I've definitely been pretty much a workaholic for quite some time now. And I mean, it's literally years at this point that I've been just kind of overworking myself. Like, that's the effort I kept doing. I wasn't really doing the Empress energy, I wasn't using the creative energy. I was using more of the force. That's like, so like, if I do, that's going to be the thing that's going to help bring. And that's not really the case. What that was showing is like, oh, you want more to do. Okay, I can give you more to do. And so then I had way too much to do. And so, yeah, the energy needed is to learn what responsibilities you really need to take on, which ones are actually getting you value towards the life that you're trying to create, the things that you're trying to bring in. So like when you're looking at all of the things that you're saying yes to, all of the responsibilities, all of the work that you're putting into, is it getting you somewhere? Is it accomplishing what you are intending it to accomplish? Because if not, it's just holding you back. That's a block for you at that point. So if that thing is not accomplishing it, then we need to find the thing that will accomplish what you're trying to create. Okay. The guidance for the week. The Eight of Earth. So that correlates with the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the work. Parrot. It's the perfect time to learn all that you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. Do your best work, and the law of attraction will bring prosperity and career advancement. Career is all over this, isn't it? So there may be some skills that you need to enhance. Okay, so when you're thinking about where it is that you're trying to go, all right, and I'm just going to come back and use me as the example again. So I I'm in, huge career transitions, and I've been kind of in career transitions for a little bit because, like, it was almost like I was having to, like, do little stepping stones in order, to get from this place because this is where I started and this is where I wanted to get to, and in order, and like, there's all this obstacles between here and here. And so it wasn't like a straight line from here's where I start and here's where I'm trying to get to. It wasn't a straight line to get there. Like there was preparation that had to happen, throughout the process. And because I still had to be supported in other ways throughout the process, like I had to take a position here that I knew wasn't going to be the long term position, but it was a short term kind of to get me here to free up this space for me to do this. And like all of those different things had to be kind of worked out so that I could learn what I needed to learn in order to move into this role. And so, like, the first thing that was happening to me is I had a barber shop. I was owner of a barber shop. And that barbershop took every bit of my energy. Like, in order to run that and manage it and keep it going, it was taking everything I had. All of my mental energy was tied up in that barbershop. And there was, parts of it that brought me a lot of joy. And I did do a lot of learning through that. But, overall, I learned this really isn't my purpose. This isn't the thing that brings me, it's not my passion. It's not my purpose. It's not my mission. And it's not really aligned with me about where I want to be in life. Like this is a constant struggle for me. This is something that I have to force and it doesn't make me feel good or better, about, myself or my situation. So, I had to come to that realization first that this isn't what I want. This is not what I want for my life. Okay, well, what do I want? And I wasn't even clear. I just knew it wasn't that. Okay, well, so you have to start now getting the ideas of what might possibly, and I knew it was going to be something spiritually aligned because that's where I was feeling the most called to. So like I started looking into different, modalities and what do I feel drawn to, what do I feel just naturally, like connected with. um I started learning all of these different things, and it just like, so I started exposing myself to different possibilities to see which one I felt, the energy from, the expansion from, because that's what you're going to find when something is aligned for you. You're going to feel it like just that's for me. You're going to know it just like that, that clear, but you have to expose yourself to even the idea of it first before you even going to know that that is possible. And so, so from that is how I moved into tarot. I started really expanding on that, and I, started taking tarot courses. But I couldn't move into a tarot career while I still had all of my energy focused in the barbershop. So the next step was I do have to move out of the barbershop, but I couldn't just financially just leave that because I still had bills to pay. So I moved into a job at a real estate company as sort of an interim to get me, all right, I need to start bringing in funds outside of the barbershop because I'm trying to move away from that. That's the thing that I don't want to keep doing. But I do have to still support myself. So there's got to be something that is going to provide funds right now. I'm not ready for the thing that I want to do yet, but I still have to have something that's going to provide the, space for the interim. Plus, that job, it was part-time, so it gave me flexibility. It still gave me the space to be able to do the other learning and growing that I still needed to do. It didn't completely constrict and trap me. And so, that was the next phase. That was like, I start here, now then I get here. That was what bridged me to this next space. So then I go through the whole learning, and I have a lot to learn because I'm not the person that I need to be yet to be this right here. I still have a lot of learning and growing to still do, which is what we're talking about here with this Eight of Earth, which is Eight of Pentacles. Now then I've gotten through all of that. Now I'm ready to move from here to this place. But because like I hopped to this job here to provide the interim, now I have this is now a block to here. And so like that, in fact, it probably looks more like this, like when I was bridging to here, I had a block show up here now that's going to keep me from being able to go here until I clear this block, which is the job that I took on for the interim between the barbershop until I'm ready to do the whole tarot thing. And so like that's, that's how that whole process of manifestation is going to happen. And it's not, sometimes it can be instantaneous if you're ready for it. But if you're not ready, and the majority of the time we're not, there's going to be this process of learning that does have to take place. And so I think that you need to be open to it, it not being a linear process that gets you there. And just because you can't just very quickly move from here to there, it doesn't mean that it's not manifesting in, and it doesn't mean that all throughout this process that this isn't the manifestation stages too. That like that one job wasn't part of the manifestation of this potential, because it was what helped to bridge me to here. So I mean, I think that that's what I'm getting out of that. The guidance for it is to like, you do have things to learn and grow and do, and so just be open to what that process might look like, to know that it might take some time to get into that alignment, that you do still have the things to learn. All right, so the best move forward this week is the 9 of air. That is releasing the worry. And that is reminding me so much of something that I posted, and it's come up too many times in my mind, so I do need to share it. Let's see. Okay. You either worry or you trust. When you worry, you're essentially preparing for that negative outcome. Shift your mindset to let go of worry. Trust the process. Trust divine timing. Trust divine intervention. Trust synchronicities and serendipitous events. Trust that everything is always working out in your favor. And so that is going to be the hardest part this week, is to be able to trust. With this 9 of air, this is all about the worry, the stress, the anxiety. Sea lion, your worries and fears aren't real. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which gives power to that which you're afraid of. Stop worrying and let go of fear, and everything will be okay. I feel like that has been such a loud message. It's been the consistent message for this whole reading, is about, not worrying, trusting the process, trusting and not putting your energy into the worry, not putting your focus into the stress, into the worry, because that's what gives power to those things. All right, so I'm going to close this out by pulling a card from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. So what can we do right now? Which it feels so clear about what we need to do to bring in our manifestations. It's about, not worrying. So which direction? 64. So I think this is also another part. Be clear about where you're going. You have reached a turning point in your life. Do not be afraid of taking the wrong path. When you recognize the learning to be found at every step in every moment of your journey, you will realize that there is no wrong way, only infinite gain on your personal growth and evolution. I'm connecting this right back to, what I was talking about with this card right here, is there's steps. There's no wrong path. So like if in order for you to get to here, you have to do this and this and this and this before you're here, there's no wrong path. That's part of the path. And so just accept that that's part of your learning and preparation experience, and just take it with grace. Just know, like, this is part of what has to happen in order to get me here. All right. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. If you have found value in this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notifications, and it will let you know every time I post a new video. If you are interested in a private reading, that information is down in the description box below. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.